Geeks in Malaysia.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Geeks in Malaysia. I'm Amelie Chen.
I am Nick Dorian.
And I'm Kyril Mbaha.
And we're back!
Yes, sir.
Outer space.
When I was editing the last episode, that's when I saw how much the delay was.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah.
There were little bits here and there that I'm like, oh, why was my reaction a little bit too quick?
That's U-Mobile for you. You see, I can't win with any fucking provider. I can't. Fucking Maxis, fucking U-Mobile, I can't win.
If you'd like to see
wrong
the
with
latest... If
You have
you'd
a
like to see
drinking
the
problem?
latest frustration of Kai's, you can head to his YouTube channel and you can see all the frustration that he has with Max.
Oh, yes.
Two
And what that
episodes.
frustration led to.
Yeah. But yes, hello, welcome back to the Geeks of Malaysia podcast.
It might be a bit of a random episode.
Yeah.
That
Very
just-
lightly rangkat, but very.
It just hit me that we've never said hello.
Yeah,
What,
we
you
never
We never
Like,
say
neither
like
of you-
hello on the podcast. We don't say hello.
yeah,
Only
we-
you say hello, Amelia. And that's not even hello, it's hello.
Yeah, we've never actually stopped for a moment, and to whoever's listening, hi. We hope you're doing good. We hope you are keeping safe and well, and we hope that you are entertained by us.
We hope that you are vaccinated,
Yes,
because we're not going to go to the cinemas with you unless you are.
yes. And even so, we need to, okay, I posted up, that was a weird fucking day when the cinemas opened up.
Right.
When,
Yeah.
Because on our Instagram, I posted up, how we feel that the cinemas aren't open. And then suddenly,
6 hours
cinemas are
later.
open. Holy shit, what the fuck? So yeah, as much as we love that the cinemas are back open, don't forget, people, we still need to stay safe. Don't go rushing in there, forgetting all the SOPs, thinking you can just do whatever you want. We still
Make
need
sure
to
you're
stay
vaccinated.
safe.
And a
Make sure
shout
you're
out.
masked.
Yes.
Double
and
mask
everything.
if it's possible.
And I'd like to give a shout out to everyone who's been going to get their vaccinations dressed in the most weirdest fucking cosplay.
Really?
Oh
I've
yeah, the
seen
most
some
recent one
random
was
ones.
a whole group dressed as the Money Heist gang.
Yeah, that was in Penang.
Okay.
I've
okay.
seen Choi San. Choi San has turned up.
Yep, Pochong.
Nice.
Pocho has turned
Pontianak.
up. The Chinese vampire, is it Jiangxi?
Gyeongsi.
Jiangxi, yes.
And of
Yeah, they
course,
turned up.
the inflatable T-Rex.
Yeah.
A suit
Hey,
that
but
I
that's
still...
so hard. That's so hard. To get in and out of that suit. Like what?
Still, I want that suit. I desperately want that suit.
Your
If
wife will hate.
I know she hates it.
Your wife will hate you and anybody who gives it to you.
That's why I'm gonna give it to myself.
I think Ultraman turned up at one point as well.
I want to pick up my wife at work in the T-Rex suit.
She is gonna kill you.
Can you imagine being stopped at a roadblock?
No,
That wobbly head.
aku rasa tak boleh. Aku rasa tak muat dalam Rosalinda.
Yeah, yeah.
The head will
Yeah,
not fit
the
into
T-Rex will be
Rosalinda.
like that.
Yeah. It's really hard to see out that mesh, man. I mean, maybe not hard to see, but it'd be a bit
I'll put a
unsafe.
webcam outside.
No. What you can do is that you just deflate the dinosaur, and then once you get to in front of the office, then you inflate
Oh
the
no!
dinosaur.
Inflated.
I have to be dressed driving.
Yeah, no. So it's deflated, and then once you pick when she about to
No.
come out, then you.
The challenge is to wear it inflated. like, have you ever been driving and then just see a clown in a car?
That's terrifying.
No, that would be really terrifying.
I've seen that at least twice, and at first it's fucking weird. You just see a clown paying toll, but then you find out the fucked up story behind it.
Which is?
He has no
They
place to
don't.
change.
A lot of places like families and stuff, when they hire clowns, they don't give them a place to change.
Nailed it on the head.
Oh.
Like, yeah, they won't even let them use the toilet to pee.
What the fuck?
What?
Yeah.
That's
That's a bit.
Yeah.
that's
So be kind to clowns.
What
They're
the
having it tough.
No,
Sorry.
be kind to everybody. Generally.
Speaking of clowns, there's a clown in Perak that will come to your house and sanitize your house. Yeah, like he sanitizes your place in full.
Where did
full
that
outfit.
come from?
Like when you mention clowns, I'm like, oh shit, I just saw this today.
No, oh god, no, I cannot. I cannot have other people come in to so I had to have people come in to clean my dirty ass air conditions because it's been about 1.5 years, 2 years we haven't
That's
cleaned
too
them.
long.
Yeah.
The water was black. Even though I partially cleaned them, the water was black. It's
Yeah.
but I'm already germophobic as it is. So once they left, I had like a 1 liter bottle of sanitizer, which I did not like to use on my hands, and I didn't like. I was going to give it to people. That's I actually got down on my hands and knees and poured it on the floor and wiped it like Cinderella.
And the birds and the bees came and helped you.
Yeah. It's I can't. So even if the clown came to sanitize my house, I would have to sanitize the house again.
And the clown. Get some aircon foam.
No, I have some aircon foam.
Ah.
I cleaned it the
wasn't
first
enough,
time,
though.
and it wasn't enough because no. Like if I want to show you, do you know that there is a column inside? Inside, there's a forest growing on that, like a forest of dust, fir trees of dust growing.
Jeez.
And I'm like,
It's at least once a year you need to service that shit.
Yeah, but it's just a bit difficult during the pandemic.
It is.
yeah. And my mom wanted to wait. She's like, I was pleading with her, and she's like, "Can you wait until I get my second shot?" And I'm like, "Okay, sure, mom."
When's your mom getting your second?
No,
shot?
That's
Oh,
why they
okay.
came. That's why they came.
Okay.
That's why diorang dapat datang untuk tolong aku cucikan benda-benda ni supaya saya boleh duduk dalam keadaan yang nyaman dan sejuk.
Like my aircon guy is just down the road. I've been using him for almost a decade, so I trust
really?
the guy. Yeah,
Are they good? Oh god,
they're good.
okay.
Yeah, and they're literally down the road next to Secret Recipe. Yeah. But the only thing I still
my
find
area?
weird, the thing I still find weird to this day, it's a cultural thing. It's a term of affection, but he calls me handsome,
Chinese
which is
for
for some reason it's fine in person, but then sometimes because the phone number I have is actually a automatic routing to his phone. So I didn't have his latest mobile number saved, so then some random mobile number pops up. Thank you, handsome. I'm like, what the fuck? Hello, handsome. I'm like,
You're like, there's only one person that calls me handsome.
and
Unless
I wouldn't have thought about it if he wrote it in the slang HENSEM, but it's or maybe you got auto corrected to the proper spelling handsome.
Oh, wow.
So I'm not hearing the Chinese inflection. So it's like, hello, handsome. Who is
For
this?
some reason, if you say it in very Cantonese way, hey, Leng Chai, how are you? That sort of thing sounds fine, but when you go, hey, handsome, suddenly it's
Because it's properly spelled in text. I'm like, even if it was spelled handsome, fine.
hey, handsome.
Handsome, yeah.
Hello, handsome.
So yes, contrary to popular belief on how hentai is, that's not what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking a little bit about a Marvel film that has been highly anticipated, that I've been waiting for a long ass time. Black Widow. Yeah.
What, you thought we got to see Shang-Chi yet? No, we haven't. Even though Marvel's official Instagram account is spoiling shit.
Oh fuck yeah! I'm
Don't tell me because I haven't because I don't follow them, so I don't know these things and I don't get spoiled.
I'm pretty sure they didn't think it was a spoiler, but to me it's I would have liked to have seen that reveal.
Because that's a massive thing. So we're going to be talking a little bit about Black Widow since Shang-Chi is out and we can't see it. We'll talk about the other Marvel film that has come out that we...
Although, before we get to Black Widow, you guys were posting in our group chat about how, suddenly everyone's like, oh, Tony Leung. Tony Leung.
Fucking finally.
That's
And
that's
you
what-
notice Infernal Affairs 1 is now on Netflix?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Finally, yes.
Like for ages, it was only Infernal Affairs
2.
3, and I'm like, was it 2 or 3?
I think both.
But they didn't have 1, and I was like,
Yeah, yeah,
wait.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I
Now
think they
got-
had 3 as well, because 3 is the prequel, right? When they're young.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one
And I'm
without
just like,
Tony Leung.
I want to see 1. I want to watch Infernal Affairs and Departed back to back.
Yeah. So all of you guys right now discovering fucking Tony Leung, like, go watch Internal Affairs with subs and bow down to the altar of Tony Leung, okay?
And to be honest with you, if you are Asian and don't know Tony Leung,
Shame
the
on
fuck's
you.
wrong with you? Yeah.
Okay, no. Okay, if you're Korean and Japanese, then I'm like, okay, like, if you're not Chinese.
Even then, come on la. In the mood for love. Come on la. Hard boiled. Him and Chow
Chongqing
Yun Fat.
Express.
Oh, Chungking Express is the cute. That's the cute.
It's the
Chungking
cute
Express
Tony
is
Leung,
still
yeah.
my all-time favorite Wong Kar Wai.
Really?
In the Mood for Love is beautiful, but Chungking Express
Yes.
is a bit more punk.
Yeah. I understand.
Although I
completely.
prefer not other guy's story, Japanese.
Takeshi
dude that you
Kinishiro.
love. Yes.
Kamsang
His story about the can of pineapples, I do prefer that one.
Plus, it's cute as a button.
But yes,
No, because
Hollywood
after a
has
while,
finally-
Tony Leung is being a bit too creepy in his story, where he starts breaking into the girl starts breaking into his place, and then he's like talking
Yeah.
to his bear, like, "How come you're so clean now?" And I'm like,
yeah.
"What is wrong with you? It's a different bear." She swapped your yellow bear for a panda, and you're
No,
like,
but like, no, but then we were having this conversation, you and me, Kai, because I just watched Fallen Angels the other day, and then I was like, but then why is it that you say that everybody is trying to remake Fallen Angels and not Chungking Express when Chungking Express is the more famous one, right? I mean, every Chinese filmmaker sometimes is trying to make like In the Mood for Love. That's why they
yeah, they're always trying to do In the Mood for Love, and then a close second is Fallen Angels. For some reason, Chungking Express, which I don't get because I love the colors, I love the visual style of Chungking Express, but no one seems to try and copy it, like that half-frame, blurry, slow, like movement thing that they keep doing in Chungking Express. I love that. No one seems to try and copy it. They either try and copy that crazy wide-angle lens Fallen Angel stuff, or the beautiful still shots and beautifully composed, In the Mood for Love, and walking in a cheongsam in slow motion to violin and cello music and all. You know how many times when I was working in advertising, directors were like, and the vibe is In the Mood for Love, and you're like, this is Nestum, fucker. What In the Mood for Love bullshit is this?
Yeah, I realized when In the Mood came out, it was like every fucking like production house wanted to recreate that feel and look of it because that was the standard at the time. Like, oh, if we have that look, it's a classy work of art. Like, yeah, but you gotta know what your target is.
Okay.
I mean, I think that's what went through all the cigarette brands' like heads. And like, okay, can
Oh, yeah.
You
Yes.
at least you macam Dunhill lah. Go ambil tapi Nestum. Kau gila ke? Kau
But yes,
gila.
Now I
so
see.
yes,
So
y'all
yes,
can't speak properly today. Yes, Black Widow.
Janda Hitam.
Yes. Which,
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
If you want to literally translate it.
It's just next to Janda Baik.
Oh, fuck's sake.
We need to make that movie.
Janda Hitam.
So yes, this has been a film that has been long anticipated in Marvel because
It was.
supposed to come out
Last
before the
year.
pandemic, and then now it's come out after the pandemic amid some controversy between Scarlett Johansson and Disney.
Just pay the woman. God damn.
Yeah,
And have you seen now, like the Russo brothers? The word is like they might not continue with Disney
yeah,
Because they're not gonna pay.
because of the ScarJo thing.
unless they can work a better contract. Yeah, but yeah. So
Hey,
yes,
Disney.
Black Widow has
you
come out.
chop it.
Oh, fucking chop it. What did we think of it? I mean, okay, we've watched it a while back, so things might not be as fresh in our memories. But I think what we can talk about is like how we felt about the film, what we may have liked, what we may have not liked.
About goddamn time, Marvel. About goddamn fucking time.
It is
Yeah.
weird that it took that long for them to make that movie because I'm like, you could have done this at any time.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
Like you could have done it before Endgame. No, before Infinity War.
because it
That's
sits-
technically where it sits.
yeah, to sisi dalam tu.
Yeah. Like, you could have totally done it back then, and I don't see why.
Like, they didn't need to lead up to anything within the film. There wasn't something that,
Yeah.
they needed to explain in the events of Endgame that will make sense in Black Widow.
Because to have it released after Endgame kind of feels like, okay, before we go to the next phase, there's this one story strand that
Little
has been wrapped
adventure.
up. Yeah, we'll just cover this up and then we can continue lah.
It's like,
So it's
Black Widow's died, so let's tell her origin story
Spoilers.
now. Yeah.
Semi origin story.
I mean, like, come on, it's
Come on, guys. It's been
Endgame.
how many years already?
Yeah.
But
If you
yeah.
don't know by now, Black Widow died in Endgame. Spoilers.
So we finally get to see the, what do you call it?
The Widow program.
The Widow program, the origins of
Is
it.
it called the Black Widow program or the Widow program?
Oh,
They're called widows.
the Red Room.
The Red Room.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
called the Red Room.
It's not very
Spoil-
red for a Red Room.
Okay, wait, before we get into this, spoilers for Black Widow if you haven't seen the film yet. Because we got to put that disclaimer in case people are like, oh, we didn't get any spoiler warning.
Because we're
Yeah.
nice. In
Not like
contrary to
Marvel.
some accounts. God damn it.
Some official accounts.
Yeah. I don't think we need to do a walkthrough for this one. Let's just talk
Yeah.
about the stuff that we liked about it.
One thing that I did like that I got to mention is that first opening sequence with that brooding, smells like Teen Spirit score.
Oh, the opening credits.
Oh,
Like, it starts off
Oh.
like, what was that TV show with all those sleeper cells? Those Russian sleeper cells?
The Americans.
The Americans.
Huh.
It starts off feeling like the Americans. Kind
I
of.
did not see that coming. I mean, I went into the
the-
movie like practically blind. I'm just like, aside from the fact that it's a family, and then I was like, it's not a family. Oh,
oh.
There you go.
But yeah, I mean, that opening scene with with that music, I'm like,
and the blue hair. Sorry, I love
that's a good, yeah. This is a good way to start. This is a fantastic way to start.
And at first, I was a bit like weirded out by how chill they were with just giving up the kids until then you realize, like, well,
And
they're
then you
technically not
not.
their kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, it's weird. But at the same time, I like still thinking that it was their kids. A part of me is like, well, it is a very Russian attitude, isn't it?
Yeah, right. Like even
80s communist era Russia, like they were a
Take
tough
this
people.
child. I can make others.
and I mean, it's also like everything for the motherland, right? Everything
Yeah.
for the fatherland. Do they call it motherland, Mother Russia? So yeah, everything
Yeah.
for the motherland. So and like they are brainwashed into
Yeah.
this sense
So
of
part of it is
patriotism.
believable, but other part was like, this is some cold shit.
But
And then even after you find out they're not the parents, like, still kind of cold.
yeah,
very
because I mean, you were together for like
2
at
years.
least- Yeah,
I guess it's also only 2 years,
but still,
It's
like,
kids, but Russia,
especially the baby.
Cold War. I had no idea Ray Winstone was in this film.
yeah.
Ray Winston. Stone.
Oh.
Winston?
Winston,
Winston.
isn't it Winston? Raven Winston.
But it's
Playing
still with an
the-
E at the end. So
The bad guy.
the
right?
Cockney British tough guy who, for some reason, keeps getting hired in America to do other accents than Cockney, but can't quite do it. But everyone accepts it because he's so badass. But it's still like, look, Gary Oldman is the Cockney that can do accents.
Because
Like,
there's-
remember
they
him
can
in The
only-
Departed, and you're like, wow, you can't even do Irish. This is weird.
Americans can only take one Cockney actor, and that's Michael Caine. After that, they're like,
What? Oh, as a Cockney actor
As
playing
a Cockney, yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Like,
They
Because
did
I'm
get him
like-
to play
Michael Caine.
American once.
Who?
And that was a
Michael
horror
Caine.
show.
That,
That
Bryan
was so
Singer film,
bad.
right?
Who?
Yeah.
What?
Cedars
Oh,
And
that's
falling
Side House
leaves.
Rules.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it was so bad.
Cedars falling leaves.
Cider House Rules.
Yeah, that was odd. Like, just let him be Cockney. And let Ray be Cockney as well. You would
Well,
think
I-
that from Cockney to Russian would be an easy stretch, but
Nope.
it broke quite a few times. You're like, you want to call him a cunt, don't you?
Rules of
Yeah,
the tongue.
I quite enjoyed what? Oh my god, what's his name?
Oh, the random dude that's like, I have equipment.
No, the random dude I had a bit of an issue with. I think because not so much of his character, but
where did he come
after a
from?
while, yeah, like
He is a bit like, hey, I'm Deus Ex Machina. You need some shit?
and the fact that he's like, hey, we've known each other for such a long time. I'm the one that you always call when you need shit, and I'm like, where the fuck have you been for the last 10 years? Then, like,
In the background,
it's just weird that we've.
in Black Widow's story, but you've never seen Black Widow's story.
That is
before.
true. We've never.
You
But
know,
then she
like-
goes off and then comes back with shit. No one
Yeah.
questions it.
But the thing is, we've never even gotten his name. Like, not even a name drop at any point in the entire. But yeah,
It's
That was one
it's
thing.
spice. It's wibbly wobbly spy why.
why?
Spy why?
But people were actually wondering why did he get his own poster, because he doesn't
He
spend
did?
a lot of time in the film.
What?
He got his own poster, and then I realized why. That was Marvel's way to going, maybe Taskmaster? You don't know? Yeah, because it was very odd that he got his own standalone poster. And because, yeah, he's not exactly the most main character in the story.
How did
He's
y'all
got-
feel about that though? Taskmaster, the reveal of Taskmaster. Big spoilers for anyone.
I don't know who that is, so I'm just like,
Oh, okay. Because in the comics, Taskmaster was he was the guy that trained bad guys, if I'm not mistaken. Like he was
Yeah.
Hydra's top trainer dude,
right.
you know.
From-
And
for
he was the
me-
guy that knows every move, like, and which technically this Taskmaster does, except that now there's a, I guess, a family plot
Familial
kind of
ties.
thing going on.
Because this movie is all about family.
Yeah.
It's the Fast and
Yeah.
Furious of
So the bubble. To me, I do hope we see more of Taskmaster, because if not, that's a bit of a fucking badass character to waste in this film, because Taskmaster is powerful in all sense that he or she can
In this
literally
case,
mimic anybody. So how do you fight your own
Yeah.
self? And he can learn, and that's a powerful tool. And to have wasted it on just maybe a few scenes, it's like I want Taskmaster
But that's
to
the
come
thing.
back,
I don't think they're gonna bring her back.
which is a bit of a shame.
I actually found weird how just the difference, because okay, they want to do that trick reveal, but the difference in size and body shape, like when she takes off the helmet and you're like, there's a woman under that.
Yeah. I mean,
That's a bit odd.
I think also, but I think the only part of her that's probably not mechanical is actually just the head.
Doesn't she still have a body, or is she like
I-
Darth
Was
Vader?
it charred?
I-
Was it like cyborg?
I don't think she's actually fully human anymore. It could just be like cyborg, like just her nervous system,
Oh,
if
yeah?
anything.
Huh? I never thought
Yeah.
about it like that.
I did kind of see the twist coming, because after a while I'm like, you guys are talking about the daughter a bit too much. Like,
Don't call me Nutter. Sorry. I was the past week I've been thinking about how totally unrelated. How people would try and sing Pearl Jam back in the 90s but not know the lyrics. You know what I mean? Like, be there, something on money, so to be there. Yeah.
Because you know we all lose those lyric booklets all the time.
The
Yeah.
lyric booklets.
I mean, can you imagine? Like, no, at least last time kalau ko beli CD, dia besar sikit tau. Tapi aku beli
the cassette booklets.
aku yang beli kaset. Even bila aku ada duit pun aku beli kaset. Sebab, hello, satu kaset dengan the price of one CD can buy like 2-3 cassettes.
That's
Yep.
true.
So kenapa kau nak beli CD?
and then like you showed Kai trying to read those freaking lyrics. In the,
Don't bother.
in the
Just try and
cinema.
mumble it. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, another thing that I quite enjoyed was David Harbour's
Oh, he
Guardian?
stole the show.
Is it
Red
Red?
Guardian.
Is it
Red Guardian, right?
I don't know, but like yeah, he
Russia,
kinda,
man.
He
Yeah,
kind of
Red
stole the
Guardian.
show.
Right.
No, but actually, my favorite character is actually like probably Florence.
Florence
Pugh.
was fantastic.
Like,
Yeah, I loved her.
Lawrence Pugh.
Elena was like amazing. Like all the quips. I love the quips. It's just
Her
like you
piss
make
take
this-
of Black
the
Widow's
Like
pose.
what is
Yes!
pose?
Yes.
And then she does the
Especially-
pose once, and
She
it's
does the pose, and then it's like the Lee.
like ugh.
Yeah, like I really love her interpretation and her new character of Elena, which is spoilers, the new probably Black Widow.
The new widow,
since-
right? Of the
And
show.
I do like.
Yeah.
I mean, I do like how, what do you call it? That they chose a cast. They chose to cast someone with that body type.
Yes, I
know
found
what
it
I mean?
very, very refreshing. Like macam
Right?
she's not waif like
Like you don't think about it until you actually see it. Like, she's not super skinny like every single female superhero.
she's not svelte. Like
There's
Svelte.
svelte.
She's not a ferret.
it's
Well,
it's
I
a
mean,
very-
exactly. She's not a ferret.
Yes.
it's a very real body type.
Yes,
Yes.
like so much
Yeah.
more achievable as a superhero, like as a fighter and for like
And a smaller frame too, because it's usually like, oh, you're gonna be a female superhero. You better be 6'2".
yeah, you have to like as like during fashion talk, like 7 heads height when we draw.
Seven heads.
Yeah, right. You know what I mean?
Ah,
Like
any type of head.
no lah, like whatever head the model.
I will pick shrunken heads.
Be so small the model you
Yes.
draw.
But yeah, in terms of body types, I also appreciate it because now there's a Marvel character that I can cosplay as Red Guardian. Because I fit that body
Oh,
type.
you grow out that beard.
And
Oh
I
my
forgot
God.
about-
He
yeah.
was like, it still fits.
And he's such a lovable idiot.
Yes. Yes.
Like that bit
Like
where he's
he-
just trying to like be nice to Florence. Okay, I sit here. We sit quiet together.
Oh, it's so
Like-
adorable.
He has all the strength and power of Captain
Like
America.
when
Just-
like he's doing the arm wrestling thing in the beginning,
yeah.
in
And this petty feud that he has trying to compare himself to Captain America, like I
did he say
I
anything about
defeated him.
Although you know it was weird in that scene with the arm wrestling. We're watching that, and then Eva suddenly goes, "What kind of prison lets you have a tattoo gun in the prison?"
a
It's
tattoo
a good
gun?
question. There's a dude tattooing him,
Right.
and it's not like the ghetto ass like
It's an
you
actual.
sharpen a comb and then fucking dip it in ink. Like no, he's got a tattoo gun. It's like that's allowed. Oh,
Russia.
Russia.
Everything's allowed in Russia.
Russia very
I'm
much.
pretty-
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's a bear in that prison somewhere.
Siberia.
And not forgetting
Rachel Weisz.
Rachel Weisz. Yes.
Rachel Weisz. How does she still look good? That's not fair.
Right.
But she
It's
looks
like-
good. But she doesn't. She's aged though.
She has aged, but okay, the opening, right? Was that CG or just makeup? Because I feel it was just makeup.
Perhaps it was a bit of both.
Hmm.
Could be a combination. Yeah, because you know how Marvel is very tricky with these things. Like they can de-age, they can use makeup. You don't know.
That's true.
Like,
But
I'm sorry. I felt shocked when I found out that Samuel L. Jackson's goatee was not real.
what? When?
Yeah.
See, more and more things of Samuel L.
Yes.
Jackson's performance was not real.
When?
Nick, because he posted up a picture. I don't know whether it was on his Instagram or Insta story or whatnot, but he posted up the mannequin head and his little Nick Fury goatee, and I'm like, wait, so you're telling me he couldn't grow this shit out?
Oh, you mean? Oh no! I saw that photo. I thought
You
you,
mean
meant
it's
they
a
CGI'd the
prosthetic?
goatee.
You mean he just?
Okay.
You mean that it's just?
It's a
just
stick-on.
it's a-
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Oh, that's fine.
I thought they CG'd it.
Christ. We thought
And
we thought
to
it
be
was
honest-
a reverse Superman.
To be honest, you never know. There could be some.
That is
No, like bro, like facial hair should be practical. Okay, it needs to move with the face. It should be practical. For God's sakes.
CG guys at Marvel are like, we're doing the fucking facial hair now.
What are we, Snyderverse?
Oh, okay. Sorry. Completely unrelated, slightly related, unrelated note. ILM has a new project that they're working on. It's called ABBA.
About
is-
ABBA?
No. ABBA is returning after 40 years. They're making a new album, and they are going on a stadium tour. and they're using ILM has developed virtual avatars of them as how they were back in their glory days.
Why don't they want to
go
perform
on
this
tour?
themselves?
I don't know. That's the weird thing.
What?
Like they have literally built
Holograms.
a new stadium somewhere in England. I can't remember where.
With holographic technology.
Yes.
So that we can have concerts by Tupac and Prince.
They better not holograph Prince.
We've done that before.
Have they?
Oh, it's in London.
Probably not Prince, but
They've done Tupac,
Yeah.
but don't do Prince. You can't. No.
It's going to be at the Olympic Park, the new stadium, the ABBA Stadium. Yeah, so ABBA's back. Yeah. So talking about CGI, that was just something I remembered that I wanted to talk about.
Speaking of old bands, I recently found out that Daft Punk have disbanded.
You just found out?
Yeah,
It's been months.
I know.
And also
Didn't we
speaking...
talk about this?
No, I guess not.
Okay.
Speaking of old bands as well, for some reason, YouTube thought I wanted to see a recent concert of New Kids on the Block.
KOTB.
Man, Donnie looks old.
To this day, I still find the New Kids on the Block and Backstreet Boys collaboration just the weirdest name that they could have possibly thought of. New Kids on the Backstreet Boys. Like, really?
You watched it though, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't. No, I didn't.
Yeah, you
I
did.
didn't. No,
I
I
know
saw
you did.
clips, but I didn't watch the whole thing. I saw clips. But come on, New Kids on the Backstreet Boys. It's like, But yes, sorry,
Anyway.
coming back to Black Widow.
Yes.
Florence Pugh.
Florence Pugh. Okay.
Rachel Weisz. The pig.
What?
The pig?
Oh my God, the pig.
Oh, the pig!
Yeah, the pig that Rachel Weisz
Control
plays.
pig.
Yes.
That was when she was like, don't breathe. I was like, woman, I know you're a scientist, but this is fucked up.
I know.
I like
know.
the pig.
Big fat
And
Russian
then,
pig.
and she's like very calm. No, he can still go for a few more seconds. Wait.
Okay, but coming to the major point, which is the story. How do we all feel with the story of Black Widow?
Fair enough.
I mean, it was interesting. Like, it made sense in the points of their lives that they were. Like, the only bit that doesn't make sense to me is Black Widow's actual ending. Because General Ross pops up and she's like, I'll handle it. And then credits. And so I was like, so I waited till the, post credits. And it's like, oh, it's fucking Julia Louis-Dreyfus now. So what the
Yeah.
fuck? So somewhere between that and that, she was like, I can handle this. Defeated General Ross's army and found Captain America.
What?
I'm kind of
What?
wondering.
Wait, what?
Because at some point, Black Widow has to join Captain America for the events of Infinity War to happen, where she pops up with
Yes.
Captain America and Falcon.
Yes.
Yeah.
The last we saw of Captain America, he breaks into that prison in the middle of the ocean.
Which is where she with the Quinjet that she just got from her friend.
Yeah, but General Ross's entire army came, so we just assumed she just jumped on the Quinjet and bounced.
Which Quinjet?
Exactly.
What?
Like, okay, the dude drops off the Quinjet, and then
Yeah.
General Ross and his peeps come up. And she's like, I got this. Then credits. Right? Am I remembering a different ending here?
Now I want to rewatch it again and see, like...
I don't remember General Ross being there.
I remember General Ross being...
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait. No, wait.
No.
Now I'm doubting. Didn't she say that to her friend?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
her
remember
friend
General
gave her
Ross.
the Quinjet, but I thought General Ross and a whole bunch of cars were rolling up, and his friend's like, ugh, I gotta bounce.
I thought that was before when they crashed the Red Room.
Okay, we'll go back and see this ending. And get
Oh,
back
no,
to-
that's right. So
Yes.
they crash the Red Room, then General Ross comes, and then she's like, I got this.
got
And then we
this.
cut to later on, and she's with a friend and getting a Quinjet. So what the fuck happened in
Blonde
between?
hair with blonde hair.
Yeah,
what happened in between?
yes.
No,
What
because
happened in between?
yeah. So then,
Okay.
So then that I think because when they crashed the Red Room, that is
And they're all on the
was
ground.
there was an article about that. Like it's all these scenes between two movies. So yeah, I know because she's
lazy.
Huh?
It's a bit lazy.
Yeah, they're very lazy. It's very, very lazy. And like, yeah. So I was like, wait, what? No.
Yeah, I
General
got
Ross comes when they crash
those two
the
bits of the endings mixed up because it's the stuff in between those two endings where I'm like,
Then we're like, wait, what?
huh? I'm sure she has got this, but I'd like to know how she got this.
Because maybe they were hoping for a Black Widow 2 movie.
What, to explain the bit in between? And it's not going to happen because she's like, fuck you, Disney, give me my money. She's like Stewie in Family Guy, like, you got my money? Give me my money.
And now she's been taken out of the Haunted Mansion reboot.
Hey, more power to her.
What?
Sorry, no, Tower of Terror
Tower of
reboot.
Terror, yeah.
Yeah.
Reboot?
Someone...
What do you mean?
Not reboot, sorry.
I mean, Tower of Terror reboot. What?
No,
Tower of
not
Terror
reboot.
movie
It's a
based
movie.
on the ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is based on Twilight.
So yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like she was in a position where she had the least amount to lose and then help to make everyone else go like, she's doing it.
Yeah.
So
But
to me,
Emma
kudos to her for
Stone-
pulling the trigger.
Emma Stone was like, I'm going to do that too. Oh, I'm getting a sequel to Cruella. Ah, Disney, I love you.
Again, I haven't seen Cruella, but like,
I
does-
enjoyed
do we
it.
really need the movie?
No, actually, no, to be honest, I really fucking enjoyed Cruella. Surprisingly. Like, I really went into it like...
How much of it is like Harley Quinn?
Not as batshit crazy as Harley Quinn.
But
Like-
are there Harley Quinn vibes?
Like basically, you're asking, are they trying to emulate Harley Quinn?
Yeah.
In my head, not so
Probably
much.
not.
Because, like, with Cruella... I mean, not to say that we don't understand why Harley is that way, but in this way, you also see how Cruella became Cruella, and there's a lot of damage as a child. A
Still,
lot of fucking damage.
I kind of disagree with this whole like, let's do prequels of the bad guys in Disney. Because,
Why?
like, okay,
It's-
like you watch the original like cartoons or whatever that they were from,
Mm-hmm.
and they're bad guys, and like, oh, that's the evil person. Now you watch the prequels, like, oh shit, you actually had a rough fucking childhood. Now you go back and watch those cartoons, and then you're suddenly going like, hey, Cinderella, get off a case.
I mean, I
Like
would like
Maleficent. Sorry, Maleficent.
Maleficent.
It's Maleficent.
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 Yes.
Yeah, I was like, she basically got magic raped,
Yeah.
magic roofied, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, she had weird shit done to her in her sleep
And
Yeah.
got her wings chopped off.
by a dude that she loved, and then
Yeah.
just thought like, I'm gonna fuck you guys up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, fair enough, because he chopped off her wings.
Yeah, but then you want to go back and watch Snow White. Wait, which
Sleeping
one's
Beauty.
Snow-
Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping Beauty.
Uh-uh.
And now you just think like, well, she's a stuck-up young bitch, isn't she?
Like, okay, I will say
It's-
this, like...
It's up there with them trying to do the Ratchet prequels, and I'm like,
Ratchet.
Oh, that was...
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, beautiful, great, love Sarah Paulson, but I'm like, is this necessary?
No, because to me, with bad guys in general, like Rob Zombie did a fucking prequel to like, oh, this is why, Leatherface from Chainsaw Massacre is the way he is, and I'm like, I didn't need to know this. These guys are scary and evil and horrific because you don't know where they're coming from. The second you know where they're coming from, it's like, well, now I feel a bit bad for hating your guts.
Yeah.
I think to a certain extent there is this sort of intrigue, especially with villains, like what made them the way they are. Like
Some
for
people
me,
are just bad to the bone.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They kind of turned them into anti-heroes in these movies, where their actions are justified.
But-
Like you look at Halloween, you get the first 10 minutes, you just see this kid who's just fucked up and killed his sister. It's like, okay, this kid's fucked up.
yeah.
If you suddenly made a prequel, it's like, and his daddy was diddling him, and be like, well, now I kind of want him to kill everyone.
But okay, coming back to Cruella, I'm like, I went into it in the same mindset as you did, Amelia. Like, I was like, is this really necessary? Do we really fucking need a Cruella? And I watched it, I'm like, hey, actually not too bad. Like,
But
the costumes, the story, I mean, Emma Stone and Emma Watson. And there are some visually stunning moments that I'm like, whoa.
at which point sometimes then I have to go, which is also the same case with like Elementary. Did it need to be tied to Cruella?
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm all for it being a great movie on its own, but did it need to be like? Could you have not create? No, this was an
because then
opportunity
it
for
won't
them
be
to create a
tied
new
to-
anti-hero.
Because then it won't be tied to an existing IP, so therefore we don't have a guaranteed market base.
Like it's
Business.
imagine a very dark version of The Devil Wears Prada. That's what we got with
Yeah, but
Cruella.
still, like that's the thing. Like a dark version of Devil Wears Prada with a new character, you know, as opposed to this lady will later turn into Cruella. But the truth of the matter is, Disney won't finance it if she's a new character.
Yeah.
I mean, what does that say? Wow, what does that say about the state of entertainment that they're unwilling? I mean, even
Well, you
despite the
tell
fact
me,
that-
when's the last original thing you saw made by a major studio? An original IP.
as
Netflix.
and as we're like, you know, currently, I mean, I'm actually currently watching Sailor Moon Crystal, which is
There you
the
go.
remake of the freaking manga.
Shall we make a new cartoon about muscular men on another planet? No, let's reboot He-Man.
Twice.
Twice.
Yeah, twice. I didn't know there was a fucking second
No,
one. And I'm
because
like,
the
what
Kevin
fuck is
Smith
this?
one. No, the Kevin Smith one is a
For
continuation.
teenagers.
And then this one is like,
The
boosted
other
in
one
new age.
is a complete reboot of the original storyline.
For kids.
Yeah. Whereas the Kevin Smith one is like, okay, remember that show you watched in the 80s? Now here's what happened next.
What I want to see now is a sequel to the original film with aging Dolph Lundgren coming back to play.
Oh, God.
To play his
What,
dad.
Courtney Cox?
No, like
Who was
literally,
Courtney
it's
Cox?
The plot of the Dolph Lundgren He-Man was, because I guess there wasn't enough budget to set it in Eternia the whole time, was after 10 minutes in Eternia, they go through a portal which
and
brings
it
them
comes
to
to
modern day human world.
As all of these
Yeah,
movies
and
do.
Courtney
Yeah.
Cox has to find a flute for Orko so he can play a fucking magic spell.
like let's take He-Man. He's aged. He's now living in some ranch in Kansas or something. And like, oh, Skeletor's back to his usual shit again. No.
You mean all those bank ads from the UK?
No, if we're gonna have like an old sequel, let's have a sequel now that he's super old. I think Ken Smith brought this up in a podcast, like a sequel of the Clint Eastwood and orangutan masterpiece, Every Which Way But Loose.
Oh my god. Yes, I know this.
You don't remember that Clint Eastwood movie with an orangutan?
Yeah.
They made sequels of it. Like Clint Eastwood is, I guess, a trucker and a fighter, and he's got an orangutan named Clyde
Yeah.
who just punches assholes in the other lane if they're being dicks to him. Left turn,
It was-
Clyde.
There was Every Which Way But Loose and any Which Way You Can.
Which way you can. Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, it was Clint Eastwood and an ape.
It's oh my god, I love the Wikipedia page. Every Which Way But Loose stars Clint Eastwood in an uncharacteristic and offbeat comedy role.
Yeah, it was a comedy.
Wow. Like you don't think about Clint Eastwood and comedy in the same sentence. But I'm
There
sure
was
he's
even an intercut. I remember there was an intercut scene like Clint Eastwood got lucky with a chick in one hotel room, and in the next hotel room, Clyde is getting lucky with an orangutan. And it just cuts between him getting lucky with the girl and Clyde getting lucky with his orangutan.
Wait, what the fuck? Okay, although it was poorly reviewed by critics, the film went on to become an enormous success and listen to this, and became, along with its 1980 sequel, Any Which Way You Can, two of the highest grossing Clint Eastwood films.
Yeah.
What?
People loved those movies. I watched them as a kid.
It ranks as one of the top 250 highest grossing films of all time.
There you go. And the soundtrack sold like hotcakes too.
no, my no.
Whoa, 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 whoa. It's Cloverfield.
So yes, okay, we diverted a hell of a lot, but coming back to Black Widow.
See, if Black Widow had an orangutan,
What didn't we like about Black Widow? We've said what we liked, what don't we like about it?
I generally enjoyed the ride, so there's actually very
Yeah.
little I didn't like about it.
Ray
Like,
Winston was a bit underwhelming. I was
What?
excited when I saw Ray Winston. He was a bit underwhelming. I was
His-
excited when I saw him in the credit. Then when he pops up, it's like, oh, you're one of the
Oh.
generic Marvel villains.
Yeah, like I will say this about this Marvel film that it's basic is not the right word, but it's a film that I could just enjoy and watch. I don't have to think about it like, what does this mean? What does that mean? Like many other Marvel films where we're trying to figure out where is this in the timeline and what is that and what is this.
And
It's
I'm a bit disappointed that the Budapest stuff,
it was just a throwaway line.
right? Like you finally see like, okay, so you killed a kid in Budapest. Okay. But
Yeah.
apparently like you and Hawkeye have talked up about,
Budapest.
yeah. So
For like
Sorry,
10
Budapest.
years.
yeah, Budapest. So I'm guessing after that shit hit the fan, but I guess we're never going to see it.
That's the thing. I was like, when they revealed that line of Budapest, I was like, was that it really? Is this all we're getting about the explanation?
Pretty
Okay.
much. You get to see her like, blow the room up, but we never got to see the aftermath.
It's like you've built it up for fucking a decade, and this is all we've got.
I mean, we get why she has red on the ledger now. But at the
So
same
much red on the
time,
ledger.
Yeah.
I wanted to see you and Hawkeye like fight your way out of Budapest.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe we would have gotten that in the Hawkeye movie, but then
The series.
series.
The series coming out this year. Can't wait.
But I
Or
mean,
maybe,
we're
maybe
not gonna
they
get
might explain
ScarJo.
that. I don't know. Maybe they might explain it even more in the series.
Because
Maybe just show
I'm pretty sure ScarJo's not in it.
they just show the Jeremy Renner sections, and then if it comes to Black Widow, maybe we just see red hair.
The Jeremy Renner sections would just be him on comms talking to Black Widow like,
Yeah.
have you blown it up? Okay, good.
Is she
Shit's hit the
in
fan.
I don't know. You never know what could happen. We might see it.
No, it's going to be
reveal,
Jeremy
though.
and Haley Stanfield on tops of buildings shooting arrows. That's what's going to be.
With a dog.
Yes. The dog better be cool.
What?
That dog in the comics was dope.
Okay.
Yeah. Hawkeye has a dog that he saves from Russians. Wearing. It's like his main enemy in the comics that the series is based on is just this Russian gang who all wear tracksuits with a gold chain.
Of course.
And
Basically
every
the
line
stereotypical
ends
Russian
with bro. Hey, bro. You have to pay rent, bro. Get away from dog, bro. Hey, bro.
But yeah, I feel that Black Widow was it was an okay
It's a
film.
fun
Not-
romp.
Yeah,
Fun.
it's not the
That is
not
the
the
word.
greatest
Fun.
film, not the worst film. It's fun. Yeah.
Serviceable. I mean, like it says what it does. It does what it
Yeah.
says in the tin.
I just don't see why it couldn't have been earlier.
Yeah.
I get it. It's a filler film, but to have it at the end really feels like, oh shit! Before we finish that whole phase, this is what happened to Black Widow. Goodbye.
Yeah, it really honestly felt like, oh, she's dead, but we still need Scarlett Johansson. Black Widow film. Like,
Okay.
yeah, like it really could have come much earlier. Like, there really was no point in the film that you're like, oh, okay, I understand now why it's here.
What was the filler film before Infinity? No, Ant-Man came out after Infinity. Ant-Man 2. Ant-Man was between Infinity and Endgame. What was the
This-
filler before Infinity?
Would you say like Captain Marvel was a filler film?
Kinda. I mean, less
Well-
of filler, more of like we have to introduce this character, otherwise we've got no one to help them beat Thanos later on.
Yeah.
Like we
What-
really got to
what-
do that now.
Sorry, in one foul swoop.
Yeah.
She literally comes. Shoom, goodbye.
We need someone to save Tony Stark at some point in space. Like, we gotta fucking introduce this character now. What about Black Widow? It's just backstory. We can do that later.
Oh yeah, you're right. Captain Marvel. Okay, Captain Marvel and Ant-Man and the Wasp came between Infinity War and Endgame. It was Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, and then Endgame.
Even
And
during
it's-
that period, you could have, I guess, introduced ScarJo, or maybe they're like, no, it takes away from. No, it doesn't take away.
No,
Ant-Man
no, that's-
only touched on the snap, like, at the end in the post-credits.
Yeah.
Sorry,
this
what did they
was-
call it? The bloop.
The blip.
The blip.
The snappening.
Yes, the snapping was a good word.
The snappening. Or the
It was-
rapture.
It was that's very biblical. It was the blip. That's what we'll call it.
All the things to call it the blip. Like,
Because when everyone disappeared, it didn't go snap. It went blip.
It was the
not
dusting.
really. Not really. Yeah, they went like, Like, I don't want to go, Mr. Stark.
Well, it's a bit weird to call it the.
I think they should have. It's been 2 years since the. And America still mourns. And then the subtitles, which is. And every time they read the news, cats go, huh?
That's like the opening scene of like Endgame is like when Iron Man comes back down to Earth. I was up there. I was suffering because of the.
I will bet you there is at least one outtake of someone doing that. I'm sure there is at some point.
And the person doing hand signs is just like.
But yeah, I correct me if
Deaf
I'm
people
wrong.
are like, they went to Hawaii?
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Like, I feel like that is our sort of like little recap review of Black Widow. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it was fun.
it's fun. It's a fun film.
Yeah.
The end credit scene. With Louis-Dreyfus coming and being like, you want to know who did this? Then there's Hawkeye. Dun, dun,
And I
dun.
was like, no, he knew. Like, oh.
She's one mysterious lady. Every time she
no.
pops up, I'm like,
She's a bad guy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it looks that she's like
She's an
creating
anti-hero guy, right? She's like Amanda Waller.
Like,
Yeah, she
she's
seems like an
creating the
Amanda
dark-
Waller-ish kind of.
The Dark Avengers, right? Is it?
I'm wondering whether she's doing the Dark Avengers, because they, originally Dark Avengers were created by Norman Osborn, but, that's not really happening in Marvel right now.
Yeah, so this might be. I mean,
Yeah.
she's already recruited U.S. agent, so like.
No, because
but
the
do you
Dark
think she
Avengers were bad guys. Like, straight up bad guys. Like Norman Osborn was like, because Norman Osborn was president, it's like, I'll make my own Avengers.
But in this sort of MCU, she could brainwash these people into becoming bad because she's already looking like she's doing it with Yelena and being like, Hawkeye did this.
I'm just wondering, like, is she part of the government, or does General Ross know about this? Or
That's a theory now that General Ross, they may turn him into Red Hulk at some point.
that'd be interesting.
Like, it's leading up to that, they say.
Because I'm
And-
wondering why he's back in like so many times. Because all he's doing is like, I represent the government. I don't like a damn thing you do.
Yeah,
Nobody ask about my daughter. She ain't coming back.
that's something that they are conspiracy theorying with, that the reason why he's suddenly becoming more and more present is that they're trying to lead up to him turning into the Red Hulk.
Then
Especially
they gotta
with the
bring Liv
She-Hulk
Tyler
series.
back.
Do you think they'll bring it back?
And then she has to see Mark
Does Liv-
Ruffalo and go, you look different.
Does Liv want to come back?
Okay, here's the fuck. I can't really talk about this just yet because I mean, like, wait,
You have inside scooping?
not inside scooping, but how far are you with What If?
Oh, I haven't seen shit.
Okay.
Yeah, you see, there's
Okay,
something
okay.
major that
Okay.
So, okay.
Really? No. Never mind. Hi.
No. Have you caught
Hi.
up with What If?
Not today's episode.
But you have seen the last few, right?
Yes.
Okay, Kai, watch What If, and when we get to this point, we'll start talking about it because there are theories happening now about why they did what they did in What
No,
If.
but what if is what if?
But what if I don't?
But what if is what if? What if is just a what if?
But the fact that they have done it,
No.
they couldn't have. No, anyway, watch What If. We'll talk about this when we watch What If. When we finish watching What If.
Okay.
But there also apparently there was
What
another.
if you stick your finger up your butt?
There apparently was another bit of the end credit sequence that was filmed, but they didn't use, thankfully, because I think that would have been really screwed up with this whole ScarJo situation with Disney.
Oh.
Apparently,
Her hand.
No, it wasn't a hand.
Hand comes out of a grave.
No.
I mean, she not as if her body is in the grave also.
There's a
Body's not
moment-
even there.
What, like the ending of Carrie?
No, but her body is
Okay.
not even there. Her body's in Vormir.
Yeah, body's in space.
At the end,
Even if
like
there is a
when
body.
that's the thing, when Yelena was at the gravestone.
Oh, belakang
was-
Mari ada red hair.
No. She whistles.
Yeah.
She whistles the whistle, and then we hear a reply to the whistle, and then dun dun, the end.
Yeah.
So that sort of would have
Yeah.
lead up to be like, oh, what the
tak
fuck
nak lah.
happened? Yeah.
I mean, not that I
they-
don't want to see more ScarJo, but like, tak nak lah. Like, you jangan lah.
Yeah.
Which is why when everybody says, do people really die? Marvel's like, no, just let people die. Just goddamn let people die, because then the sacrifice means nothing.
It's
And-
literally like
That's why
I
then
mean,
you know, if you don't think that she's dead, then like you see her again in the movie, then you don't feel things.
yeah.
I felt things when I saw. I'm like, oh no, oh
I'm
friend.
rewatching Gotham. Like the amount of times they've been saying it's Gotham. How is anyone ever really dead? And I'm like, you just replace that word with Marvel. It's the same shit.
Because I have a strong feeling with
No.
that end credit sequence, they were planning to like tie it into maybe Multiverse of Madness or something. Going, ooh, it's a variant of Black Widow.
It's cool.
But yeah.
As if
Thankfully, they didn't
Loki
dig in for that.
variants were not
Yeah.
enough to deal with.
But yeah, if you haven't, find a way to watch Black Widow because it's
It
a
is
lot of fun. With cinemas reopening, I think they will be showing Black Widow on the big screen. So be safe and watch that. And
And-
Shang-Chi will also be coming out. So yeah.
If you are an anti-vaxxer for the love of God, you don't want to take vaccine, please don't go and steal and fake vaccines, please.
Yeah. Can you not be a dick?
Yes.
Please.
You don't want to take vaccine, so don't take vaccine. So don't menjejaskan the rest of us.
Exactly.
Don't make life difficult for the rest of us. I mean, people have lost their jobs already. Can you not fuck it up for the people who are
People
actually
have lost
trying?
family members.
Yes.
But it is a trick by the Illuminati and the lizard people.
Then let the lizard people rule the world then.
Yeah. If that's the
but-
case, then I am one with the lizard people, and I tell you all to fuck off and get vaccinated.
Like this lizard people reminds me of V the Visitor.
I mean, that's the thing. They've tied it in like the whole lizard people theory was after V-Ed.
V?
Yeah, like
I
it's
thought-
not before.
Oh my god.
Wait, I thought the theory already, not lizard people, but sort of like, what do you
No,
call
there
it? Not
was-
shapeshifters. That
I mean, there was-
Roddy
was-
Roddy Piper film.
Them, yeah. No, like there's been ideas of that, but after V, that's when suddenly like people are like, is it true? The same way how they've proven like you look at the timeline, it's after X-Files that everyone thought there was a huge government
The
conspiracy
aliens?
to hide aliens.
Oh my god.
So hey, media matters.
Now, okay, before we close it out, now we've finished talking about Black
Hmm.
Widow, there has been a few pieces of news that have quickly want to touch upon that have been happening over the last 2 weeks. So CinemaCon happened where a whole bunch of trailers were unleashed onto the cinema audiences. One of them
In the
being
Matrix
Spy-
teaser yet?
Yes, that is what I want to talk about. Like the
Trailers
teaser-
tomorrow, right? 2 days.
Yeah,
You might as well say that.
and when you're hearing this, it would have been today. But Neo's back, and from the sound of the trailer, he's forgotten everything about the Matrix.
What?
Neo looks like John Wick though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, are you keeping your hair Conti for John Wick 4? You're like, look, I'll do Matrix, but I still gotta be able to do John Wick.
like from the early spoilers. If you don't, I mean, the trailer's coming out, but essentially what has happened is Neo has forgotten the events of the previous Matrix. I guess because after he became a god in the Matrix, he's now just back to being
Normal.
what's the character's name?
just
Mr.
watched The Matrix.
Anderson.
Anderson. Yeah, he's
You haven't
now
seen
again.
The Matrix?
No, I just saw it.
Oh, okay.
I just rewatched it.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I'm like, oh.
Can't remember his name.
He's
Mr.
back to being Mr.
Anderson.
Anderson again, and shit's going down in the Matrix, and so Carrie Ann Moss comes back and like, hey,
Oh,
Neo, you're Neo, remember?
Wait,
Huh?
isn't this the plot for Men in Black 2?
but that's really weird. Why would they live in the?
And also, if he was like a digital god and then he was still alive in the Matrix, then he should have still looked like 1999 Neo, then shouldn't he?
Yeah.
Don't know. Maybe there'll be de-aging techniques when he goes into the Matrix. I don't fucking know.
No, did he die at the end of Revolution?
No, he
He was blind.
but now deceased.
What?
He was digital Jesus, basically.
Yeah.
yeah.
So Jesus died and was reborn. Much like Neo.
Yeah. We'll see. But
Then there's this whole tract of the Matrix is an allegory for transgenderism and
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
that's definitely there. But it's also an allegory for. I think Grant Morrison put it best because he was like, I mean, first off, like when he was pissed, I was like, hang on a second, this is just the Invisibles, isn't it? But when they asked him about the sequels, he did say he prefers the first one, which was a general idea of possible theories, whereas the second and third one are very Judeo-Christian concepts. It's much more theology than philosophy. The first one is pure philosophy of existence. And then the second and third one is about what do you call it? Choice versus fate, and ultimately sacrificing yourself for the greater good and becoming digital Jesus.
yes, digital Jesus. But actually, now that you mentioned Men in Black, I can't get it out of my head because
Right?
we're not
It's
getting,
literally Men in
because
Black
we're not
2.
getting Morpheus back. We're getting young Morpheus.
Huh?
Huh?
Yeah.
But he wasn't de-aged in the teaser, unless.
No. They've recasted Morpheus.
Oh, there's a new Morpheus. Oh, well, that makes sense because remember the architect said every couple of years we get another Morpheus.
Yeah.
And a fucking
So,
cogito
Lawrence-
ergo sum.
Because apparently Lawrence Fishburne was not asked back for this film. But because
Oh
now
no, that's Morpheus. Yeah.
they've casted Yahya Abdul Mateen as
He doesn't look like
as
he's Morpheus though because he was going in.
that's the thing, but it is confirmed that he is Morpheus.
Morpheus Origins.
Maybe.
Oh God. I'll
Yeah.
just wait for it to come out and hope for the best because
see.
Wachowski's track records is not.
Also, I'm like,
They have to have a chase scene where Neo suddenly becomes I'm Speed Racer.
I just miss the
Take
fact
me to
that
the Cloud Atlas
oh my god,
because Jupiter is rising,
fuck off.
Ascending.
Isn't Jupiter ascending? Yeah.
ascending.
It's just a
The
shame
film
that
had so much potential.
it's just a shame that what do you call it? Hugo Weaving couldn't come back as Agent Smith. They wanted, but there was apparently scheduling conflicts. So I'm like,
Was it scheduling conflicts or was he like, I am done with that character? I am an elfin god.
Well, here's the thing.
King.
I don't know, but it would have been nice to have him back as Agent Smith.
I'm pretty sure the text message from him was suitably Kiwi of, nah, you're good.
But other trailers that, of course, came out was, of course, the Spider-Man trailer, which we've talked about as well. Oh yeah, I think those are the two biggest ones that have come out so far.
I think those are the two ones that everyone was talking about.
Yeah. I feel like there's another trailer that came out, but I can't remember at CinemaCon. But
Dude.
yeah,
It's so weird. You were mentioning about
Dune.
aircon before, and now my
Yeah.
aircon feels like it needs servicing. This does not
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like 19 degrees.
Sorry, speaking of which, I did manage to catch the press conference
Oh.
of Dune at
Oh,
the
Dune.
Venice Film
That was
Festival.
a bit last minute. Was it
Yeah.
in the spam folder?
No. It's just they sent it at 11 in the morning, and I didn't check our email until 4 something, and I'm like, oh fuck. Yeah. So if there's anything that I could have taken away from it is that this is something that is going to be a very much a cinematic experience that is best watched on IMAX, and that
I mean,
because-
looking at the trailer, it does look
Yeah.
like something that will lose its impact on the small screen.
And Denis being a huge fan of the book, he has tried to stay as true as possible to the pages of Frank Herbert.
Oh my God.
I was going to
Yeah.
say something,
Same.
and then I was like, oh, Frank Herbert fans will kill me if I say it.
And what I love is
No, because
that
I was like, when he says, he's going to stay true to the book, and I was going to reply, what? You mean boring? Sorry,
Gents.
Frank Herbert fans, I'm just fucking around. I'm just fucking around. I'm just fucking around. I would have said the same thing if we were talking about Lord of the Rings or anything else.
And I did not realize that this Dune film is actually a chapter 1.
Well, it's a big
Yeah.
book.
Yeah, so it's like they're going to be depending on how the sales are for chapter 1.
No.
Yeah. So chapter 2 is not confirmed. It all depends on the box office numbers, according to Warner Brothers.
That's going to be tricky then.
Denis and the cast are all like, fuck it, we want to do a chapter 2, but Warner Brothers is like, oh, we'll see how much money you make.
That's
Oh, come on, guys! Oh,
yeah.
because movies like this, like you see, like Blade Runner. Blade Runner is a beautiful fucking film, but that is not going to be a weekend box office hit.
no, yeah. I mean,
That
a
has to
movie
be a
like
slow burn kind of hit.
yes, these are cult. These will be cult movies. Like if
Yeah.
you see that in the long run of even the most hated Dune franchises
Yeah.
holds a special place in lots of people's hearts.
Come on, Warner
And-
Brothers, just double down on the fact
Just
that you're gonna
commit.
have like a few of these, like, you know, back when you had Kubrick on your payroll, you know, some tentpole movies of like,
Yes.
we did this because we're special, and now here's some bullshit for the
These-
box office. You got Space Jam? Calm the fuck down.
Because these movies will pay dividends in the long run. These are the
Yes.
long haul movies. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like it's so burnt. Like these will be cult classics. People will be talking about these movies in the future, just like they've been talking about the books for all these time.
People are
If
still
you do
talking
it
about
right.
Fight Club, and
Yeah.
that was a huge flop.
Yep. But people, it's a fucking cult classic now.
Like
But
you
what-
know, yeah.
What I love is that story he told about Hans Zimmer and how he came onto the project. Because apparently he was having dinner with Hans, and Hans was like, he asked him like, what things have you always wanted to do? What's been your dream?
Dune.
Like, Hans Zimmer has literally said, I've always wanted to score Dune. And
Okay.
Denis was like, would you like to score this Dune? And he's like, fuck yeah. Well, I mean, he didn't say fuck yeah, but that's
And then he said, you know what I will start with? The drums.
But yeah, it's shaping up to be like Dune is something that is going to be a visually spectacular masterpiece.
I mean, it's got it's got Oscar Isaac.
And it's got
Yeah.
Timothy Chalamet looking melancholy. Again.
But the one thing that I'm like, the French will always be French. During this entire press conference, we had Japanese correspondents, we had Spanish correspondents, we had German correspondents, all speaking English because the cast is predominantly English.
But the French will
And
always.
then there's
Well, because the
There's-
director is French, so of course they ask their question in French.
And then
there's one- yeah.
Timothée Chalamet can speak French, so he will
Like-
just speak French.
even the Spanish correspondent asked Javier Bardem a question and said respectfully, "Could you answer this in English and maybe a bit of Spanish as well?" Like, but the French is like, "Fuck that! I am going to speak my native language to my native
Because
people."
they are French, they have the most
Parlez-vous
beautiful
français?
language in the world.
I'm
Yes,
like,
you know, like because even when you swear, it's like wiping your ass to toilet with
Oui, le songe est dans l'arbre.
And also, what I found hilarious is that at the end of the press conference, like, I don't know whether there was another press conference that was happening, but like the second they went, okay, that's all the time we have. They hadn't even finished. They literally said, that's all the time. You suddenly see all the press getting up from their chairs and fucking walking away. I'm like, the stars are still sitting there. And the press is like, fuck this, bye. I'm like, what the fuck? I have no time for this shit. But that was an interesting press conference.
There you go.
Yeah, but
I'd have given you $50 if, like, after the French person asked a question, you went ho he ho he ho he ho.
no. But then I think a lot of our side was all muted, right? Like it was only view only. for-
yeah, it was only view only. So it was just like, come on, like everyone's speaking English, like please. I know you're
No,
French. You don't need to.
No, the French
The
don't give a
director
fuck.
is French, the star is French. I'm going to speak French.
I'm
Fuck
going
you.
to speak French. Parlez-vous français?
Ouais.
And last big piece of news coming your way is Batman month is happening this month. And if you keep a lookout on our Instagram, DC and HBO have a little competition that's going to be going on, which you'll find out in due time. So you could win yourself some stuff by using their Batman AR filter. We'll talk about it in due time, but yes, Batman month is happening, which is all leading up to the DC fandom. And I will say this now, I tried last year. Fuck this, I'm going to try it again this year to stay up all night for
Oh
the DC
my God.
fandom to give you all the big news from the fandom.
Are you going to live post it?
I will,
I think that's what you should do. I want to see when you give up.
I'm going to try better this time to stay up as long as possible.
Nick, our fandom correspondent
Yes, I'll live
from DC fandom.
yes, from the interwebs. But yes, before we close it, as usual, If you are listening to this on Spotify, you can head over to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Geeks in Malaysia to see our lovely, lovely faces.
Bobbling heads.
Yes, and if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to follow us on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your podcasting platforms. Give us a follow on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Geeks in Malaysia. And if you like our stuff, give us some love at ko-fi.com/Geeks in Malaysia. ko-fo/Geeks in
FI.
Malaysia. Huh? FI? What did I say?
FO.
Oh.
Kofo.
Kofi. Buy us a couple on Kofi.
Buy some Kofu.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Emily Chen.
I am Nick Dorian.
And I'm Carolyn Baha.
Keep geeking out, yo. Kofu.
What's up with the echo?